Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome to Let's Play Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. This is a game that I've been wanting to Let's Play for a really long time, probably since 2009 when I started doing Let's Plays, but I'm only getting around to doing it now, in this different era of my Let's Play, I don't want to say career, but I guess hobby. Either way, so I got a little bit stuck doing Let's Plays of Zelda games back in 2009 and 2010, and I was emulating them. So I just didn't really get around to doing anything Castlevania related as far as I can remember. So yeah, I'm doing it now, finally. This is the first time I've actually emulated a game since 2010, and well, the first time I've recorded a Let's Play on an emulator, rather. I have emulated a game since then, just not recorded it. The time has finally come for me to do it again. So I will just first and foremost apologise for the awful, I guess, sound quality of the title screen here that you can probably hear now. If you can't hear the crackling, then it's probably because I have lowered the volume of the game just for this title screen portion so much that you can't hear the crackling. But I think you probably can. Either way, we are going to start the game here. I am using a gamepad, I'm not using the keyboard or anything like that. Of course, anyone who emulates games and uses the keyboard should probably be shot. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm going to put in the name Doomlink because as far as I know, it actually fits perfectly into the name selection. I have found that usually the name Doomlink will either be one letter off or just perfect for character creations, so there you go. I don't know what's going on there. It seems that when I select things, I have done a few test recordings of this, but when I do select something, it'll go duh-duh-duh instead of just duh to select it. I like how I tried to describe that there. That was really nice. I'm going to draw something in the emblem here. I'm assuming you can see my mouse, I'm not too sure if you can. Also, I'll apologise for the loud birds outside. But, yeah, I don't know what I should draw. Maybe I'll do something like really juvenile, how about that? But this is essentially going to be our emblem for the game, Pooh. There you go, how beautiful is that? So, yeah, every single time we load up that save, that little emblem of Pooh is going to be there. And I hope you enjoy the cringe-worthy nature of that. So as you can see, this is a introduction to the story of the game. There is always some sort of story to go along with the reappearance of Dracula's castle in the Castlevania games, as far as I know. It usually does revolve around that sort of thing. But, yeah, I can't... Yeah, it's not really... No, we do kill Dracula in this game. I thought that we weren't doing that, but yes, we are doing that. It's Dawn of Sorrow where we don't actually kill Dracula, I think. Yeah, there are a few games where we don't kill Dracula, I'm pretty sure. And Aria of Sorrow also didn't have a Dracula killing thing going on there, but yeah, there are often other people who use Dracula's castle, and we often have to kill them in Castlevania games instead of, say, Dracula. But there are, in a lot of games, multiple modes. When I say games, I mean Castlevania games. There are multiple modes of, like, playing through the game, so you'll do the, I guess we'll say, the vanilla stage of the game, and then you move on to extra stages. For instance, in Symphony of the Night you have the Belmont mode, or you can also... There's other things that you could do in Symphony of the Night as well. I think maybe that was the only one, but either way, in this game there are a lot of different modes. There's, like, I can't even remember them all. The best one is the one with the vampire sisters, and we can play as them indeed, but that's kind of related to the story, so I don't really want to discuss that too much, because it does spoil a little bit, but, yeah, there are a lot of people we can play as, and I'm pretty sure that we can play as Richter Belmont as well in this game, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, point is there are a lot of different, modes, I suppose you could say, in this game. That was weird. The emulator just shat itself as I tried to jump there. But anyway, this is the entrance. This is the first area of the game. Needless to say, of course, I do have a tendency to mention things that are totally unnecessary. These things that we're getting here are more or less skill cubes. This allows us to do additional things in the game. I don't know what happened there. That really bothers me. I don't want to have to constantly... It's almost like the game stutters. That's what I've found. I don't know why it's doing that. It's really bothering me, actually. I wonder if that occurs with the European version of the game, because I do actually have the European version of the game as well. I'm actually going to test that out right now. I'll see you guys back at this exact same screen in the European version. I'll be with you in a moment. Alright, so I'm back, and I am still in the US version of the game, which indicates to you, hopefully, that I was getting the exact same issue in the European version, and that indicates to me that it's an issue with the emulation, not with the ROM. So if it really does start to bug me, or bug you, just in general it's not really an ideal thing. But if it really starts to get in the way of the gameplay too much, this weird stuttering thing, then I'll try and change emulation. I'm currently using Emulation, or whatever however you refer to that, I don't know. It's always existed, it's just one of those, I guess, DS emulators that I've always used. It's hard for me to remember. There was one that I used a long time ago that had a really nice interface. It had like a whole Spirit Tracks theme going onto it, you know, Zelda Spirit Tracks. That was a really beautiful emulator that I used for the DS. I think back in 2010, and I couldn't find it. I can't remember the name of it. I feel like it did have the name Emulation or something like that, but maybe it didn't. It was a long time ago now, but regardless, we are going to return to the game here, and what we do here is actually call our partner. Come on. I think this is one of the first games in the Castlevania series where we actually play with a partner, and we can summon the partner as well, so this will be an AI that just sort of follows us around. See that stuttering right there? That's really bad, actually. I'll just continue through the game for now, but if it really continues to do that a lot, I will change emulators, because this is not ideal at all. I mean, I'll just do the first part here, and then, but yeah, as you can see, you can also change characters as well by pressing the X button, which is, or is it? Yeah, it is the X button on the DS. If you don't know what the X button is in terms of the DS, I guess, button configuration, then, you know, just remain confused. I don't really care, but anyway, I like how nice I am. Just remain confused. I think I'll continue using the whip for now. I don't think any of those weapons that I picked up there... I mean, the first one I picked up was actually a book. You see, Charlotte, who is the female character here that we can change to, does use magic, and so she has kind of like spell tomes, and when she attacks with the spell tome, a weapon will actually come out of it. That is essentially the weapons that she uses, or those are the weapons that she uses, would make more sense grammatically in that sentence. But, yeah. What's his name? Jonathan, there you go. He uses all sorts of weapons, just pretty much all of the sorts of weapons that you'd use in any other Castlevania game. So what I was actually doing there was continuing off-screen to do this. Now, you don't necessarily have to get through here without getting hit by the behemoth who's following us right now, but I will mention that... do we even take damage from it? I'm not too sure. I just like to avoid getting hit by him anyway. As you can see, he comes through here, and he smashes through the door, so it is kind of important that he does come, otherwise we're not able to continue through the game. Thanks, Behemoth, for existing. I will mention that he does exist as a boss in the game past this door, but we actually need the double jump to reach that area. And we're not going to be getting the double jump just yet, so yeah, we're just going to deal with this area of the castle for now. The reason why this is one of my favourite Castlevania games is, see that stutter? Or hear that stutter? Feel that stutter? It's really awful. But anyway, so what we're going to do here is crouch down, press A. Now the original person, or not the original person it seems, whoever we summoned there by pressing the A button when we're down will stay. So now what we do is we go up here, and you can see that our other AI person teleports anyway. Now we'll change back to Jonathan. Raging Fire. So this is one of the spells that Charlotte can use. Charlotte not only uses a spell tome, but will also have separate spells that are basically the same as special attacks like these. See this? I picked up one of those special attacks before, I didn't really mention it. I'm mentioning it now, don't shoot me. But, yeah, this is kind of normal for Castlevania games for special attacks to exist, and Charlotte's special attacks are these, Raging Fire, and she will get several of those as the game continues. Gonna avoid that. Of course, this is axe armor, we're pretty used to axe armor there, and he's hitting me with his stupid axe. You can hit his axe and destroy it as it's rolling around. Of course, it's one of those axes that just completely defies all physical logic. Just no, you don't even question it, alright? This is a warp point. You can see, I'll show you the map right here. I might even zoom into the map. How about that? Because I'm sure you guys will appreciate that, but you can see how it's actually a blue square. That indicates that it's a warp point. Of course, the red square further down in the map there is a save point, and we will be getting to another save point momentarily. But first and foremost, we are going to travel up here and kill another axe armor. Whoa, can't wait. So yeah, the best thing to do really with the axe armors, as I can see right now, is target it so that you hit the axe out of his hand as he throws it. So I'm going to pick up this item here. That's actually really good. The axe is probably one of my favourite weapon types, so what I'm actually going to do is go to equipment, and I can equip the axe as a sub-weapon. That's what it's referred to, and then this is the weapon. Good to know. So I'll just see the damage difference. Okay, so the short sword does have more damage than the whip, but I prefer the whip for now, simply because of its additional range. The short sword, as the name implies, is a short sword, and I'm not really a fan of the range of it, so I'm going to stick with the vampire killer just for now until I get a little bit of a larger weapon. But of course the axe, we are all familiar with the axe, I think, as Castlevania game players. It does look physically different to the other axes, or throwing axes in the previous games to Portrait of Ruin. However, it does more or less act the same. What was that again? Oh yeah, I think that displays the names of enemies that we attack, which is very useful. I'm just generally happy about that. So this is referred to as a relic. That's what these are called. Not just skill cubes, but yeah. I have those 3 cubes up there. Book of Spirits. Display the names of enemies when you attack them. I didn't actually read it at that time, what it said, but I just remembered in my memory, you know, because that's generally where you remember things. That is where we pick up the, I guess, relic or skill cube, however you want to say it, that displays the enemy names, which is definitely very useful. So as we continue in here, we will see that there is something appearing, and it's a ghost person. It's not human, a monster. And so Jonathan, of course, is immediately, I guess, aggressive. He's just one of those aggressive sort of guys. He's more or less a descendant of the Belmonts, or maybe not even a descendant. At the very least, there is some sort of blood relation within his family to the Belmonts, and so therefore he is able to use the vampire killer. But the idea is that his vampire killer is not, I guess, fully realised. It's a very weak vampire killer at this stage, so part of his goal in this game is to unlock the power of the vampire killer so he can, you know, kill vampires better. Because that vampire killer right there doing 5 damage is a bit sad. So basically this guy, this ghost, is rooted to the castle. He has been remaining here for quite some time, and his goal is to... Damn, deal? My ass, I didn't even accept it. So the priest should have some useful things for you in the next room. Get the potion and map. Doing this guy's quests isn't necessarily the absolute point of the game. You can definitely go through the game without doing all of his quests, but it's a good idea to do them all, I think. He does give you useful things for it. Welcome back. So this guy is going to be our vendor for the game. I don't believe there are any others, so yeah, if you are interested in buying some potions or whatever else, you will be going to him. And there is a warp point just near this save point here that is going to allow you to access that easily. And yeah, that's pretty much how that works. So first and foremost, we are going to buy something from him because that is part of the quest that we are on right now. So I'm actually going to go and buy the Castle Map 1. It's pretty much all I really want to buy at this stage. What about... Let me just see. Tailcoat. I don't know if I want to buy these things. Let me just have a look and see what... Okay, you've got Rock Riot, that's pretty... Dump rocks onto your enemy, that's kind of aggressive. But anyway, Brass Knuckles astoundingly doesn't... It does the same amount of damage as the Vampire Killer, same with the knife, so... These things can fuck off, and... Master Ring. That is really expensive. I mean, that's astounding, but anyway... Isn't that 200,000? That's not a small amount. We've only got 1,400 at the moment. Well, we did just start the game, so that's understandable. A necklace patterned after a beautiful flower. It's mainly defensive, and it also raises constitution and whatever else. So, no, don't purchase it. I'm not going to purchase any of this stuff for now. And you can also sell with him, which is a nice thing. But anyway, now that we have purchased something from that guy, we can go to his task. Studies done, press A. Here, take this. Lizard tail received. This is one of those examples of a quest that we need to do that is absolutely imperative to the game. You cannot continue through the game without getting the lizard tail skill cube, and you'll see why in a moment. But I think for now I have done enough in this video. Is that right? I don't know how long this video has been going for, but mainly because I went and tried to do the European version there. But I might actually change emulators anyway. It's better to make it preventative, and I'll actually show you the map right now. I'm not going to zoom into it because couldn't really be bothered doing that. But you can see here that the castle is displayed further than before, and that's because we bought the castle map one. It's good to always check with the priest guy to see what maps he has available, because it is always nice to have kind of a map layout for you to be aiming for when it comes to the actual map that you're discovering as you continue through the game. So yeah, that's pretty much what you should be doing, looking for those castle maps to buy. So yeah, anyway, I'll return to the bottom screen, and I'm just thinking I should double check to see how long I've been recording. Do excuse me while I bring up my Audacity window. You know what, it's not exactly that it's not that the video's been going for a long time. It's that we're about to start a new section of the game, more or less. So what I'm actually going to do is I will go into this room and save the game, and I will end the video. I'm going to record this in a different emulator, and I'm going to see if I can repeat the same stuttering issue on the other emulator. I have a feeling that I won't be able to repeat it, hopefully. Hopefully we won't get new issues arising with the change of emulator. This is one of the better DS emulators that exists. It's definitely been around for as long as I can remember, maybe since 2008, 2007. So yeah, I'm not too sure why this one is messing up, but I'll just experiment with different, emulator softwares and just see what's going on with that. So I will see you guys more or less when I have fixed that issue with the stuttering, hopefully. I mean, if I haven't fixed it, then I suppose we'll just be continuing in part 2 regardless, but yeah. Thank you for watching, everyone. This has been me, Doomlink. It is part 1 of my Let's Play of Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, and it is also, funnily enough, the 17th of November 2017. I haven't actually told you the date today, but that is indeed the date. It'll always be in the description of the video if you are interested to know. But yeah, I'll see you guys in part 2, where we take on the next area of the game, and that will be an interesting reveal. If you don't know anything about this particular Castlevania game, like nothing at all, this will be a pretty pleasant surprise to you, because there are a lot more places for us to go than Dracula's castle in this game. That's why it's one of my favourite Castlevania games. Either way, I will take you to one of those locations in part 2. See you guys then.